manual, we have this, a block quote with a paragraph element and then a site. And if you jump to the CSS for that, at the top of typography CSS, this is how we define the block quote. We have the font definitions and stuff like that, but this background image here appears at the top left of the block quote element, and then the closing quote image appears at the bottom right of the paragraph element, which means you get those images in there without having to add any unnecessary spans or divs or stuff like that. So that's nice and neat there. As for the image placement itself, that's all. It's pretty important, I suppose, as most of the page is made up of images, but it's all really pretty simple stuff. So really what we have here, this is image 1 and image 2. Now there are actually two columns going on in the page, as you can see pretty much. There's one in this sort of left area here, and then there's one in the right area. These images, 1, 2, 3 here, are floated left and cleared with a BR element underneath them. Bit naughty, I know, but there you go. It does the job very well. And here with the images 1 and 2, it's all designed so that if there aren't 5 images, or there's only one main one, or there's only 2 secondary ones, it won't break the layout. They'll either float in the right place or certain elements will move. If you want to have a look at that in detail, have a look through the layout and typography CSS files. For instance, if you look at the credits here, there are always credits, but if this image doesn't appear here, the credits won't stay positioned absolutely over here as they are on the right. They will actually jump over to the left. So this has all been thought about so that it can be a very flexible template. Speaking of templates, now would probably be a good time to talk to you about WordPress, or not specifically WordPress because that's what I've used, but rather CMSs in general. So I'm hoping that some of the things I've done can be applied to whatever CMS you're using, and it doesn't really matter whether you're working your portfolio into a CMS or CMS into a portfolio, depends how you work, but it's really about making your site dynamic and allowing you or other users possibly to update the portfolio with the greatest of ease. So let's have a look at some of the actual template files I've been building, and I'll talk you through some of the things that are in there and how they end up putting out the stuff you see on screen. So let's have a look at another single page in the portfolio, another inner page.